Bagels. At the Bagel Bakery Cafe, they are apparently what's for breakfast and lunch. Located in the Claremont Shopping Center on Route 13, the Bagel Bakery is quite popular for a couple of reasons in particular.
Crab dip is the number one. The everything bagels, Asiago bagels is very popular.
Bagel expert Shazila Shakaram says if they run out of the Asiago bagel, people go to the everything bagel. It has poppy seed, sesame seed, onions, and garlic. So just who's eating all these bagels?
Everybody, mostly the students.
Well, first things first. I went to the man who makes the bagels to find out how he does it. Pat says the secret of his bagel is the dough. He says the bagels are made with a certain specified poundage of dough. Take the plain bagel. He says the standard is 50 pounds of flour per recipe, and that yields about 80 pounds of dough.
After we make the dough, after we mix it, we put it over here on a table, we let it rest. What happens as the yeast begins to activate, the dough will actually warm up, and then it does what we call relaxing. This makes the dough softer, makes it more pliable, and then when it reaches a certain point, that's when we will cut it and form it.
Cutting and forming toughens it up again so it rests a second time before being cut and placed on the boards and then onto carts. The dough then sets for 24 hours.
The next morning, we will then bring it out. We will bring it out on boards like this. I'll have a big rack, and I will be sitting in here. We'll have our oven on and our kettle. We use a traditional baking method, which is traditional to a New York-style bagel. It activates the yeast again. It gets the yeast active so that it doesn't have to get active by being in the oven. The dough is already rising when it hits the oven, so there's no shock of rapid expansion. The second thing that it does is since the water is boiling, the bagel does not absorb the water.
Pat says the bagel doesn't get soggy because the water replaces the moisture that gets lost from baking the bagel in the oven. So, now that I know all about making the dough and baking the bagel, how about we try the oh-so-popular crab dip bagel? Shazila was my bagel making expert. She got me an Asiago bagel, dumped 2 heapings of crab dip on it, and spread it evenly on both halves of the bagel. She added a shredded mozzarella and cheddar cheese blend, sprinkled on some Old Bay, and put it in the toaster, letting it run through a couple of times until it browned on top. And then it was time. The most popular, and it's got crab, cheese, some seasonings, and it was made with love. That's a big chunk of crab right there I just tasted. That is good.